Welcome to the Mother Course of the Graduated Path of Enlightenment. Good morning. Meditation, it is about paying an immeasurable respect towards this moment. And when you pay an immeasurable respect towards this moment, and when you understand that there is no moment more important than other moment, and that everything you do is highly important and deserves your attention and your presence, your fully presence, your life is changed. I am inviting you to cut the idea of practicing meditation and to bring meditation with two hands in everything you do in your life, in every small action, as something which is not only a matter of practice but my entire life. Because meditation, it is about watchfulness. It is about paying attention to ourselves. So let's make an existential change, not through a commitment, not through saying from now on I will be like this or like that, not through anything which is imposed or ordered on ourselves, but through paying attention in this particular moment. This is the whole revolution I'm talking about. And the most transformative revolution of being, it is exactly under your nose. Just look down to your nose. And I mean it. Look down to your nose in this particular moment. For 10 seconds, like this. And now take this attention you pay to look down to your nose into the next moment. And into the next moment. And into the next moment. Into the foreverness. Your attention becomes meditative state of being. And every time you lose the attention, you will come back on being attentive when you realize that your attention got lost. The one which realized that your attention got lost is who you really are. It is your very essence. It is yourself. A life where you don't hurt yourself. It's a very romantic life. It's a life worth to live. And living a life without hurting yourself at all, it is definitely possible. And here it's where the infinite potential of meditation is coming and saying, I am the power not only to improve your life, but to entirely change it from the deepest possible roots. There is something extraordinary inside of you, which is who you are, which is you. This who you are, it is an attention point inside yourself. This is our nature. You can also call it awareness. You can call it the witness, or you can call it yourself. But for now, let's call it the attention point. This attention point, it is sleeping for the simple reason that it is not recognized. It is not identified. It is not seen. You can awaken this attention point if you start paying attention to yourself. We are living most of the time inside our minds, which means that we are identifying ourselves with our thoughts as being us, as being me. This fact leads to our daily decisions, bigger choices, the way we act, our attitude, our feelings, and ultimately our reality. But you are not your thoughts, and you can live a life having a completely free mind. Thoughts can be influenced by feelings, and for sure feelings by thoughts. When you identify yourself with a thought, you also get the feeling from what this thought represents. And when you don't identify yourself with a thought, you won't get the feeling which this thought may contain. It's your time to experience it, to live it and to see it with your own eyes. Having a completely free mind, it simply means that you are not conditioned at all by what the voice inside your head is telling you. When you are completely independent from it, when you are free from it, when you are able to see it from above, And this is possible when you entirely watch this voice. Then a big power of your will is taking place. A new consciousness is taking place, which gives you the awareness to choose to listen this voice only when you want and only when it's serving you. You'll be untouched by its content. And this way of being insensitive to its content, it's sharpening inside yourself a new way of being sensitive, which opens all the receptors in you for everything it's subtle. And it starts very simple. Pay attention in the way you wake up. Pay attention in the way you spin your little spoon in your coffee in the morning. Pay attention in the way you stretch your avocado on your slice of bread, in the way you chew it. And this dedication towards every little action, it's awakening you. And when you spin your little spoon in your coffee, a thought may arise. With what should I dress? We're gonna let it pass. We're gonna watch this thought without to be involved into it. We are not gonna answer our thought right now with another thought. Yes, I should dress with this or that. No. Right now is the time to spin our little spoon in your coffee and nothing else. And when you do things with awareness, you become so graceful, so beautiful. In this way, you will spin your little spoon in your coffee like nobody else does it. The same formula for riding a bike, it is the same for paying attention. You are learning how to ride the bike by actually riding the bike. There is no other instruction. Just keep the handlebar straight and keep on pedaling. That's all. So once we are already increased our attention through actually paying attention to ourselves and to our actions, there is a point where a great phenomenon is happening. Your paying attention becomes less and less your paying attention, but attention which arises by itself, without your will and without your effort. You are just aware. You wake up in the morning already aware, without getting slowly into the awareness, but boom. You pay attention, and at some point you fall into this attention. This is the moment when the attention point arises. Once you fell into this attention, you are meditating. Meditation comes only into the being when there is no desire to be achieved. You will never attain to meditative states of being exactly in the moment when you expect it to happen. It's not coming when you want, it's coming when you forgot that you want it. Meditation has its own ways, which are very beautiful and very unpredictable. For example, if you sit in meditation, it may happen that after 1 hour of sitting, not a big deal to happen. And when you finally stand up and start walking somewhere, you may wake up in a very beautiful meditative state of being. Surprise! This is the way it's working, based on surprise. You cannot get meditation through force or wanting, but on the contrary, on being relaxed. Become a witness of your thoughts, which means to watch your thoughts without any judgment about them, nor positive judgment, nor bad judgment. Watch your thoughts without any conclusion, without replying to your thoughts with other thoughts. The point is, don't jump into the thinking process, but stay aside. Don't contribute to it, but just watch it. And the gap will be created between the thoughts and the one which is looking at the thoughts. The one which is looking at the thoughts is who you really are. And who you really are, it is never answerable in words, but only livable in meditation. When you go with your attention towards the mind, you will suddenly have no thought. Once you take your attention off, you will have thoughts again. But something very interesting is happening, that even if you took your attention off from the mind, apart from your attention, it is still there. And the first thought which is passing by, it may come as a realization, oh my God, a thought. Because it was the first one coming after a while. after you took your attention off. And this part of attention which is still there sees a thought. And this is the great beginning. Seeing thoughts as thoughts and not as yourself. Let's do it right now. Close your eyes and go with your attention towards your thoughts for only 5 minutes. You can pay attention towards your thoughts also with open eyes. But for now, let's just close our eyes. Take your time to come back to the course. Be patient with yourself. When you see things as they are in the moment when they happen, you are experiencing the highest freedom, which basically lets you live in peace, in harmony, and have beautiful relationships. Stop suffering, and everything which is beautiful is coming to you. Just if you see things as they are and not as yourself. And this is happening when you sharp a tremendous sense of attention towards yourself, towards your actions, to everything you are doing. When you have a bad mood, watch it in its depth. Don't try to escape the mood. And watching is watching. It doesn't mean only to notice that you have a certain mood, but to look at it without getting lost into thoughts or other activities. And when you realize that you don't need to escape any kind of mood, suddenly any unpleasant mood you catch, it will not represent a problem for you anymore. When you truly see that your unpleasant mood, it is not against your light with anything, your mood will be transformed. When you entirely accept any mood and face it, and don't try to escape from it, it will just change. Nothing is happening against you if you feel very bad. Watch yourself how bad you feel. I feel extremely bad and I stay with it. I don't try to distract myself. I don't try to change this mood with talking with somebody or scrolling or eating or whatever. I stay with my bad mood without the expectation that something will happen if I watch my mood. Or I pay attention to my mood, not because I want to change it. Not with the interest of getting something else if I pay attention to my mood. No, I only pay attention to my mood, and it may happen something which I call reverse of the mood, when this attention point naturally sees that I am not that, I am not this, and you get light. Suddenly. It's not the rational mind, it's not something imposed on yourself that I am not this. No, because it is not working like this. It is watching, and sooner or later, the attention point sees I am not this. And it's a reason of big laugh and the big satisfaction and the big joy to see that you are not this. To see that you are not your bad mood. But to see it to an existential level, not that you tell to yourself, I'm not this. No. When you see it in truth, when you see it that you are not this. And this will happen more and more often with everything. You may feel tired, you may be hungry, you may be upset. Raise your head and watch how tired you are. Raise your head and watch how hungry you are. Raise your head and watch how upset you are. And suddenly, you may feel lightful feeling hungry. Suddenly, you may feel lightful feeling tired. Suddenly, you may feel not upset anymore. It is the same with any other kind of mood, but let's take being tired. I watch my tiredness, and suddenly I'm not a victim of my tiredness anymore. And I naturally stop believing that my tiredness it is an obstacle for one thing or another. And suddenly something inside myself is changed. It is so changed that it not even matters anymore if I'm tired or not. This is what the whole idea of truth is about. To take everything as it is. To take everything with ease. Nothing more complex than that. If you are not in a super obvious meditative state of being, and you just keep on paying attention to yourself, it is in fact extraordinary. The state of super obvious meditative state of being, it may follow, but there is one important aspect in order to happen. Don't wait for it. Normally it has fluctuations. In some moments it may be very intensive, and in some others it may decrease in its intensity, but that's totally fine. If you feel at some point that your meditative state of being is decreasing, keep on paying attention through the power of your will, without the emotion that your meditative state of being is going away. It's not going away anywhere, it's just playing around. This attention, it has the ability to watch any moment as a new moment. Not to watch any moment as a new moment, but to watch any moment as an entirely new life. And when you are able, naturally, not that you impose on yourself something, when you are naturally able out of this attention, yes, to watch any moment as an entirely new life, you are unshakable. Nobody can play with you. Nobody can put you down. Not any situation, not any person, not any circumstance, not anything. And this is possible when you are attentive. No matter what is coming in front of you as a situation, now you are able to recognize any happening as, aha, this is a new situation. And through the fact that you are not losing yourself in what's actually happening, and you are able of, aha, this is a new situation, you already won. The attitude of the attention, it is not that things happen to me, but things only happen. When you are attentive, you don't take anything personal, not even if somebody has something personal with you. And this fact sets you totally free. You try to become unshakable. Don't try to be unshakable, but watch how you shake. And through this very watching how you shake, you will be unshakable. I see I am naturally not that. And when you see as a lifestyle often in everyday life, yes, I am not this, I am not that. With all this, you see who you are. And you respond to everything out of who you are. And the most beautiful thing you can do with your life, and the most beautiful living you can have, and the most of the most, is to, in any situation and any moment of your life, to react out of this attention to everybody and to everything and to yourself. And this is why you should pay attention to yourself. This attention naturally corrects. For example, when you don't have patience in a certain situation, you see yourself and you get patient, because the secret is to see yourself. The secret is to see yourself. If you are eating too fast, I'm eating very fast, you see yourself and you slow down. You slow down, you slow down. And the life where you slow down, in general, in things, it's a happy life. A life with a tremendous sense of patience, it's a life which is lived. It's a lived life. This is an aspect which needs to be clarified. It is not about controlling everything you are doing. It is about watching everything you are doing, about paying attention to everything you are doing. And this watching, as I said, is correcting our self-inactions, in case you are not perfect already. If you enter in a cafe and there is a table of two people speaking with a slightly feeling of proudness about spiritual concepts. And at the other table there is one guy which is closing his eyes when he is having a sip of his coffee, without knowing so many things about spiritual concepts, but living them. Like this, and you could see in himself that he's totally into this sip of coffee. Who do you think it's the spiritual one? You will be seen by the one which has the eyes to see you. Normally when you are faster, it is more challenging to pay attention. The one which is on a hurry, it's losing its attention. Watch yourself when you are on a hurry as well. Can you see yourself on a hurry? The way you hurry? Watch yourself when you are late somewhere and still don't hurry. Walk slowly. You know that you are late to some appointment and still walk slowly to that place. And watch yourself. It is a very funny exercise. You know, when you look at your hands, I can give you an example. I am in Nepal right now in the mountains and I'm doing Everest base camp trek, which is many days of walking. And lately I got a guy with me which is a porter, which means that it's carrying my bags, my backpacks. I told him with one night before, please don't wake me up in the morning, let me sleep. I will wake up around, I don't know, 7:30, 8. I don't think earlier than that. Don't knock at my door, yeah? Not only that he knocked at my door, but he entered my room. And normally this would be reason to get angry. He entered, and naturally, in the next second, the first thing I have done, I looked in my hand and I realized that it doesn't matter. He already entered. He is already in. This would be a situation when before I would be angry. Man, what are you doing? How could you enter my room? I told you from last night not even to knock and you enter. This would be the normal attitude. What I wanted to say, it was about the hands. When you look at your hands, you may realize your nature. And when you see your nature, you cannot react outside of your nature because it is not possible. Our hands are very special. Very, very special. Extremely special. Take 5 minutes only with yourself and just look at your hands without any expectation that something will happen. And let's do it right now. And if you can't stay attentive 5 minutes towards your hands, do what you can't. I encourage you to put on pause this course whenever you feel like. How it was. I have no idea when the 5 minutes are finished because I don't have any clock around. But it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. I just discovered this way of meditation. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I just fell into a very beautiful meditation state of being. Meditative. Meditative. I just fell into a very beautiful meditative state of being. Yeah. Live. In front of the camera. In front of the camera. Oh my god! Oh my god. When you are experiencing life like this, you are living the purpose of your life. Because the purpose of your life is to live it. And when you are living this way, you are living it. And you are living the purpose of your life. And the one which pays attention to himself, he never complains. And it's so beautiful to never complain. It is such a freedom. It is such a freedom when you never complain about anything, and not even in the most complainable situations when you would normally have the right to complain. You never complain. The one which pays attention, this right for him it doesn't exist. The one which pays attention to himself, he never daydream. It's not falling in thoughts during the day and then into other kind of thoughts and then into other kind of thoughts and dreaming so far and no. In the moment I see the thought, is it passing by? And for sure another thought may come and again passing by. Because I don't go into the thought. I may go into the thought, but only if I want. I will not fall into stories which makes me to daydream and to miss my present moment. Because the present moment, it's everything we have. I respond to somebody unaware. I recognize it in the next very second that I answer it unaware, and the next answer it will be aware. In the moment when I see myself not aware, that's awareness, and I become aware. The waiting moments of your life, for example, if you wait in the line, if you wait for the airplane, these moments when we are used to take our phone and to do something, don't do it. Watch yourself in these moments. And these waiting moments, be the most delightful person which is waiting in the line, which is only watching the line. And when you are watching into this waiting time, you will not feel this waiting time like waiting time anymore. You will feel these moments like also livable moments of your life, part of your life. There is a huge freedom into the one which is not waiting for anything. Our interest is not to burn this waiting time, but to bring attention into it. Bringing our attention into it makes it possible to experience a non-waiting status, not even when you are waiting in a line at supermarket or waiting for the airplane, or this kind of waiting in general. What I'm talking about is you, with yourself, to never be in a status of waiting, and this is possible when you are attentive. Infinite are the possibilities of the one who stays attentive. You need to understand what I'm talking about through practice. So let's make an exercise right now. I will let the screen black and try not to wait for the next frame coming. Don't hit yourself from the idea of time. You can do and experience great things right now. how it was. You need big energy. You need to be very energetical. And to be very energetical, you need a very good sleep. And in case you don't have a very good sleep, learn how to sleep. You put yourself in the bed and sleep. You can command your body, hey body, hey body. Like literally, you know. Hey body, from now on, you will fall asleep. Normally what is keeping you awake is your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts. Find your own way and sleep good at night. And through this sleeping good at night, you can wake up in the morning powerful for a new day. You know, to watch and to live rightly and in harmony with everything. Yeah. Watch the darkness of your closed eyes, the black you see when your eyes are closed. Watch it, stay with it, go deeply into it. What I can tell you is that you will fall asleep much easier when your life is in order. So make order in your life. Don't waste your energy. Don't have conversations you don't want to have. Keep it, because energy makes you powerful. And for sure, something which takes a lot from your life is social media. I highly recommend you to not check your phone at all in the first hours after you wake up. And your life, it will be just much better. Reduce the scrolling time as much as you are brave to do it. Pay attention in the way you feel during and after a session of scrolling. Tell to yourself what you think about that. But to notice something, you should not scroll for a while, for one day, for 2 days, and scroll afterwards and see. To spend time only with yourself in silence and solitude, it's absolutely necessary for every human being. It is stimulating ourselves to the maximum, to have a time during the day when we are not talking at all and we are with nobody. It's a treasure for our inner world. When we are not using words long enough and we let to rest this beautiful gift of talking, we get incredibly clear. And our perception about ourselves is changing. Becoming able to watch yourself from a very subtle point. Able to experience meditation deeper and deeper, longer and longer. So I encourage you wholeheartedly to find this time for yourself during the day, only to be, only to live. The moment you start to meditate, there is no outwardly happening which may bother you. Or if something is bothering you, you won't feel it in your chest or as a wound in your mind. And therefore, you will have no response or reaction out of this disturbance. You need to study yourself. How is it going with this attention? To try on your own skin, to learn from yourself. If you get a bad mood and you believe that you know clearly why, there is still something missing in your understanding, because otherwise you won't get it. For example, if you need to interrupt a certain activity for doing something else, you may get a bad mood because you had to interrupt your activity. But you can ask yourself why. Why I got a bad mood only because I had to interrupt my activity? And the answer is, for example, Maybe I had a certain structure I followed until this point, and now that I'm outside of my structure, I'm bothered. You see, this is the robot. And if I'm outside of my structure, what? And when you realize the deeper reason behind your mood it will not be bad anymore, because you bring light into the problem. Once I identify the robot, I'm free from it. When you have the whole understanding about the problem, there is no problem anymore. Only light. This attention destroys all your programs and all your automatical reactions. A human, which is only a human, and it doesn't have any kind of touch of anything which is robotic, such a human, it is a suprahuman. This is possible only when this attention is awakened. I encourage you to take this attention point and to enter in everything you believe that it may be a distraction. Enter in all these distractions with tremendous power and force, and to make them part of your attention too. This is enlightenment. When I see thoughts as only thoughts, moods as only moods, situations as only situations, outside of me, and I only respond out of the attention to everything, this is enlightenment, which is extremely available to you. So let's make an existential change, not through a commitment, not through saying from now on I will be like this or like that, not through anything which is imposed or ordered on ourselves, but through paying attention in this particular moment. This is the whole revolution I'm talking about. And the most transformative revolution of being, it is exactly under your nose. And you know how it starts. Just look down to your nose. And I mean it. Look down to your nose in this particular moment. For 10 seconds, like this. And now take this attention you pay to look down to your nose into the next moment, and into the next moment, and into the next moment, into the foreverness. Nothing more complex than that. And every time you lose the attention, you will come back on being attentive when you realize that your attention got lost. The one which realized that your attention got lost is who you really are. It is your very essence. It is yourself. It is uncomparable, the art of paying attention, with any other spiritual tool. Any other spiritual tool, breath working, pranayama, yoga, theta healing, you can name more. There are beautiful spiritual tools which can make you experience deeper states of yourself, temporary. When you pay attention until the moment when this attention arises by itself and you act only out of this attention point, it is not temporary. It is something which stays. Because paying attention, it is not a tool, it is not a practice, it is yourself. None of these spiritual tools, no matter how effective are on yourself, no matter how consequent you are into these practices, none of them it will make you enlightened. what will make you enlightened, it is enlightenment, which means to pay attention. This brings consistency. Enlightenment means consistency of your seeing, which is not awaken only half an hour a day, but for the entire life. So I encourage you to make any spiritual practice, but what gives you not only a long life, but an extraordinary, beautiful long life. It is your awareness. By paying attention from moment to moment. It is extremely beautiful and satisfying to have the revelation that you can pay attention all the time, that you can be aware all the time. And it feels so great. Paying attention, it's a way of living. It's not a destination. But this way of living is the destination itself. And through this way of living, you arrive home. And don't even say that you'll start paying attention, but start paying attention in this particular moment with maximum dedication towards your awareness. Pay maximum attention to your moods, to your thoughts, to your body activity, to your actions. They all deserve your attention. All this attention you pay constantly to everything, it is transformed into centeredness. This centeredness is meditation. Just keep on being attentive, and this centeredness, it will become longer and longer. It will become stable within you. Keep on paying attention, and this stable centeredness, it will become something normal. And welcome to your new normality. 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 Pay attention and life will never be the same. Ciao. I'll have some lunch now.